Hey YouTube, here's the factory Kioti third function valve kit for the ck3510 and all the other ck10 frame models. I had a bit of a problem with the instructions as they're not super clear and the illustrations are really not clear. So here's the problems I ran into. The kit mounts nice and good, everything's good there. The A and B hoses work just fine. You have to note that in the instructions it says with the double vertical hydraulic valve or without it. I believe with it is the rear remotes. Without it would just be the plain Jane tractor like I got. So you have to take the one pipe off, which goes from here and then goes up into the tractor frame, which is the return port. I believe this is the power beyond port, and then it just dumps back into the tractor hydraulic reservoir. So you got to put this pipe on, which I believe is pipe 1. And then if you don't have the dual vertical valve, you have to install pipe 2 right here underneath the seat. I took the seat off. I should have left it off for the video, but bear with me. And it just kicks back at an angle towards a bolt on the transmission case, if you will. But I had to grind the bracket off. Maybe not off, but this bracket right here, I had to grind the edge of it to clear, and then I cut the part off that has the bolt hole to clear the bolt because it just would not work any other way. So just kick it off to the back right, and you have to grind whatever. If you got the same one I got where George welded it wrong from the factory, and then you connect the hose and run it down, and I believe it is, this is the port that it goes to. I had to put the fitting with the angle on it to work, and it just goes straight up there. Okay, I'm wrong. This one goes to the hydraulic valve of the tractor. This is the one that goes to the return port on the tractor that just dumps back into the reservoir with the weird bracket that wouldn't line up and had me stumped here until I just ground it down and cut off the part where the bolt goes through. Solved everything. You got your A and B, run up to your new bracket, A and B, and they continue up and down. And easy, straightforward there. The wiring goes up to your new joystick, your buttons. They say to run it through the boot. I did not, because I did not seem to see the need for it, because it just came down over here. It was a wire strap, whatever you want to call it, wire stay from the factory there. Ran it down, zip tied her up, and then all your connections to the motor. Here's how I routed it. Underneath here. And just zip tied everything to itself, and put a big zip tie right here through this hole, It's in the bottom of the box. I guess you probably end up, I probably only leave that one there because it'll pull it out even more. I don't know. Do whatever you want. But that's how I did it. Like I said, it's the number 2. I'll show you the book. Is this one right here. And I took and cut off that part right there. So it still has a leg to stand on, and then ground down the edge of it because it was interfering with the case of the transmission. Other than that, it was pretty easy, straightforward. I think I ended up using this hose instead of that hose because it just, you needed the 90 degree on it, on this end, to shoot down the transmission and then come to the valve. So I used that one. I did not even, there was no hose that had 2 angled ends on it. They were all straight at the one end. So I ended up using one of these in replace for that. It just wasn't long enough. Oh, it wasn't long, it was that angle, that's what it was. That was too much. You're never going to get it in there with that. You need to use a 90 degree one. So other than that, it's a pretty good kit. It's straightforward. There's no wiring. There's no wiring to the battery, nothing. All the plugs are supplied in the factory harness. And right here, these 3 make no sense because this one's claiming it's pipe 1 and this one's claiming it's pipe 1, but they are different because I believe this is the transmission here and this is coming off the hydraulic block of the tractor. But basically, here's the factory one, and it looks, you're going to end up with this just kicked back this way. Don't worry about that. That has no bearing. I don't know why they even labeled any of that. So you're just going to put it there, kick it back towards the back. Here's the axle. And then there's a bolt to the transmission, holds the transmission top of it on back here. I believe it's a 14. Don't even have to take it out, take that bolt out or anything. Just if it does not line up, I would take the bolt out, try it. If you got the one like I got where it was welded wrong, cut it off. Like I said, cut this, but leave the leg so it has some, you know, a little brace of stability there. But nothing's holding it, but once you tighten down the banjo bolt, you don't really need it. So I think that was it. Nothing else is really really hard. I put the valve inside the mount box. Before I put it in there, I didn't connect any hoses to it until I was running the hoses because you might run into something. But once again, let's see here. This hose has a P at this end going to the P. Got a P right there. And I believe this one it says R in the back. And this is the way it's supposed to be. The plug's at the bottom. There's a plug at the bottom. It already came attached with the fittings at the right enough angles, fitting in there, plug there, plug here. So this one has I use this one that had the P, and then it goes back to the block, the hydraulic block with the new hose 1, tube 1. So this has an R, so it's, nope, that's P. So this hose has P and P going to the Power Beyond. And then the other one, the return, has an R at this end, which is the straight, and going, there's absolutely almost no way to see it. Oh, so R and R. That's going up here to the pipe 2. It's going to that one, so pretty sure. So P and P and R and R. The extra hose, has an R and an R, but it has the 45-degree angle fitting on it, which is no good. Will not. It was too close back there where you had to screw it together. So you needed the 90. Hope this helps. Leave a comment if you have any questions. Thanks.